Hello there, in the kitchen today, and I've just bought myself a new wok. Now you can't use them like this straight away. In fact, it's got a layer of protective film on it. So let's go ahead and season this wok. So the first thing we need to do is to scrape off some of this interior protection, and you need, and this is the only time you'll ever use one on your wok, is one of those quite coarse scouring pads, the one that's made up of little bits of curly metal, something like that. So the first thing to do is give this a good scrub. And this will probably be one of the only times you use washing up liquid with your wok, because unless you get something burn onto it, which you shouldn't do, you only need to just wash it quickly with water and maybe finish it with a bit of oil. So have you seen these sort? It's just a load of bits of metal that come off a lathe. So they're obviously not for non-stick. So I'm just going to give this a good old scrub now and see if I can get all of this protective coating off. So can you see there's some of it left still to come off. Here's a slightly, there's the camera. Okay. So there's still some to come off there. So there's still some bits to go around the edges here. Nearly there. So there we are. Takes a bit of elbow grease, but it's worth it in the long term. So that's got most of the protective film off. And now what we need to do is we need to heat it up and temper this metal. Okay, so now we've got to heat this thing up. It's going to take a while. We're going to be looking for it changing colour in the middle to start with, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit to that. There's some smoking. Best to do it in a ventilated, or outside if you can, but best to do it in a ventilated room. Luckily it's the summer here in the UK, so I've got all the windows and doors open. I'll open the front door as well. Here we go, starting to blacken. Nice blue colours as well. Just keep going, keep it on full heat. Just let the thing heat right up, as hot as you can get it. So the black's now starting to change to a slightly sort of reddish colour in the middle there. You can see the rainbow of colours on the end. Fire it up. So the fumes are quite nasty, so sorry about the noise, but because it's still travelling outwards, this heat, so I'm going to see how far out it goes. I'm going to start bringing, I'll talk right next to the microphone, I'm going to start bringing the edges up to the same temperature now, so you're going to have to hold it on the flames at angles all the way around until we get this colour to go right out of the bowl. There's a little bit that I didn't get off. Try and burn that off. Even round by the handle, you've got to get it right up if you can. these little bits here where I haven't scrubbed it properly. I thought I'd got everything off, but then you've got to watch the temperature as well. I don't want to burn the wooden handle, it's starting to smoke. So I might have to give that a rest in a moment. Yeah, so I'll move around now a bit to another area. See the colour that we're trying to burn out? Hopefully you can see that. This last bit now, so we followed it all the way around, just this last bit now, and it'll all be the same colour. We burnt it out, so it's tempered. Nearly gone. Little speck left. almost here. No, it's okay. Right, so there we are. So I burnt that colour out all the way around. So that's all of any of the bits that I've missed scrubbing have gone. I mean, there's a tiny little bit round here, but I don't want to burn the wooden handle. Let's have one more go at that. And then we can get on with seasoning then. I know it's a bit of a flap doing all this, but it's worth it because it served you well for years, and as long as you keep the seasoning on, i.e. don't go scrubbing it again unless it's burnt, and if you do burn a little bit and you need to scrub it, then you have to just season that little bit and burn some more oil into it before you finish. But as a rule of thumb, once you finish cleaning, you should be able to just put it in a little bit of water, just swill it around, get the worst of it off, and then just a little bit of oil. Obviously let it cool down a bit as well. Don't go chucking your hot wok into cold water. Let it cool down a little bit, then just give it a quick rinse. A little bit of oil to finish off, then that'll stop it rusting. Because if anyone complains about your wok rusting, that means that there's not enough oil protecting it. So you see, it did take a while to get it done. So in a moment I'm going to use some oil. Don't use olive oil because it spits. You need something that's got a nice tolerance to high temperature. It's like a rapeseed oil. I'm going to try coconut oil. I don't actually know if that's one of the ones that's alright or not, but I'll soon find out. Because if it spits everywhere, that means it's the wrong one. So that's what I'm going to try. Try this stuff here. And I'm going to chop up some pieces of ginger as well, just so it can help move the oil around the pan, and maybe some of that flavour might soak into the pan as well, if we're lucky. So looking at the wok, all of the protective coating is gone, and we've followed that colouring right the way around now. So that's tempered the metal, that's opened up all the pores, and it's ready to receive some oil now. So I've just had a look in my salad drawer, and I've got some spring onions, and they've been in there a while, I've forgotten about them, they're past their best. So if you've got any old veg, you can use it to help keep the oil going round. So coconut oil, ginger, coconut oil seems to be alright. It's fine. I've turned the heat down now as well. So it is best if you can do it outside. But once we've got to this stage, when it's a little bit cooler, then there's not so much smoke. Can you see that the wok's becoming a bit darker now? This is what you want. I've got to say, coconut oil is excellent. I wasn't sure, but it's absolutely fine. It's got some great high temperature properties by the look of things. And it's still nice and stable. So yeah, coconut oil is great. Just remember though, if you've got a flat or something, you've got to be really careful, because I mean, it's going to smoke when you first put that oil in. But it's nice to have it hot when you first put that oil in, because that's it's as open as it's going to be, so you can get that oil in there if you can, season it up. So what's going to probably be, that's going to be the hottest you'll ever have your wok. You know, from then on, it's just going to be like this, just normal frying. As you can see, nothing's sticking. a good sign. Even if you put it up to the higher edges here. Nothing sticking. That's good. Just carry on with it. Carry on ploughing around with it. So I think after this use here, I'm not going to wash it at all. I'm just going to wait for it to cool down and just wipe it with a disposable flannel towel. And it's only now that that's starting to smell like normal cooking. So there was a lot of chemically sort of burning off smells and things. And it's only now, when this is actually more than done, it's starting to smell about right. It's starting to smell normal. So that's another thing to be looking out for. All the chemical smells. I mean, don't stop going until all those chemical smells have gone. And I don't like a flat bottom one, by the way. I like it to be round, so it makes all the food go into the middle. That's the whole reason I got a wok, so it keeps bringing the food into where the heat is. So I mean, some of you may want a flat bottom one, but just on this, just even on the smaller one, it's stable enough. And even if it isn't, you can get something to hold your wok. And the flame is better to get your wok seasoned. It's a lot easier. If you've got an induction hob, I think you'll have to take it round to a friend's house to get it done. I don't think that'll get it hot enough all the way round. If you've got a little camping gas fire stove, that would be the best thing to do out in the open. That'd be much better. But like I say, it's middle of the summer here. I've got all the doors and windows open, and any smoke is just gone through the house now. It's gone. And even the little bits, look, so even those tiny little bits up on the edge there, they haven't stuck, you see? So that means it's going all right. And don't eat this, okay? This is the one time I'll be wasting food. I'll be throwing that out. So I say use old stuff if you can, just anything in the bottom of the salad, some leaves or something that you can help put the fat around. Ginger's quite a nice touch. It's not expensive. And something I use in the wok all the time is root ginger. Even if you just use it to flavour the oil, it's a nice thing to use. So I'm just building the temperature up a little bit again because it's starting to smoke. just to make sure that oil's right in at the highest temperatures I can get. So I'm going to put the fan back on. So that's it. I've cooked all the life out of them spring onions. So that's it going off now. Now I'm going to leave that for a while, maybe about half an hour, till that starts to congeal a bit. And then I'm just going to throw that out. I'll put that in my compost, even though you're not meant to put cooked things in, but I'll put that little bit in with the compost. So it's off the heat now. I'm just going to keep that oil moving. And then during the next few cooks it'll probably darken up a bit more. It's not fully black yet. What you're aiming for is that to be a nice black colour, and you will get there. You see, nothing's sticking. Nothing's sticking at all. So far so good. So there we are. So that is my wok, tempered and seasoned. So that's ready now for using for cooking. And if you don't do that, then you're going to put your food in and it's just going to stick straight to it. You're going to wash it and it's going to go rusty. So as a rule of thumb, once you've finished your cooking, let it cool down a bit. Just give it a rub out with a disposable cloth. And then just make sure there's enough oil on it. If it's particularly dirty, you want to put it under some water, give it a swirl round. You can do so. If you get something stuck, then you have to use the scourer to get it off. Then you have to temper that little bit again and put some oil in and burn it up again. So you've got to take care of it. All being well, you shouldn't have stuff sticking to your wok. You put always a little bit of oil in to keep things moving. But as I say, where things haven't been moving here, and they're still quite hot, you can see nothing's stuck on there. It's all free moving still. So here we are. I've had a little bit of a clean around. Let the wok cool down. It didn't take long to cool down. They don't hold heat very long. And I haven't washed it. I've just given it a rub round with a disposable cloth. I just made sure it's completely coated in oil on both sides. And that's stage 1 done. Now the cooking processes over the next few goes will gradually turn that darker and darker. But there we are, that's ready for cooking now. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it or found it informative. See you next time.